Hello, today we are going to do some more notes on simple interest, notes day 2. Go ahead and have these up, fill these in as we go through them on this video. Number 1, you put $800 into a savings account. You earn $48 after 2 years. Find the rate. So a lot of on day 1 we were just finding the interest. Now we're going to be finding different, the rate, the time, or the interest, or the principal. Okay, always start with your formula. I equals PRT. Let's substitute in what we know. We're putting $800 into the savings account. That's your principal, what you borrow or what you deposit. You earn $48, so this would be new. You're earning this much, you're getting this much. That's your interest. And 2 years. And we're finding our rate. So I'm not sure what the rate is. I'm just going to keep that as an R. And it said 2 years, so that's my time. So now we're just going to solve using what we know. Okay, we can bring this 48 down. 800 times R times 2 would be 1600 R. How do you solve for R? Get rid of the 1600, do the inverse operation. That leaves us with an R. And then 48 divided by 1,600 is 0.03 is what it says in the calculator. So we want our rates to always be a percent. Percentages are always rate. So to change that decimal into a percent, we'll move it twice to the right. So the rate was 3%. Now let's find the balance. We put in $800. We earned $48. So that would be a balance of $848 now in the account. Okay. One moment. Okay, number 2, you put 1,000 into a savings account. Let's start with our formula. We're putting $1,000 in, so that's our principal. You earn $100, so we're getting that. So that's the interest. After 4 years, find the rate. So again, we're solving for rate, and it said 4 years, so we'll put in 4 for the time. Bring that 100 down. Let's solve what we know. Oh, I think I put 1,000. It was supposed to be, yeah, it's 1,000. 1,000 times R times 4 is 4,000 R. And then we'll divide by a 4,000 to get that R by itself. So 100 divided by 4,000 is 0.025. Rates are always going to be a percent. So to move that decimal as a percent, we're going to move it twice to the right. So the rate was a 2.5% rate. Our balance, we put in 1,000. We earned 100. So our balance is going to be $1,100. Okay, number 3. You put $800 into a savings account. That's your principal, how much you put in or how much you borrow. You earned $100. That's your interest with a 2% interest rate. Go back to day 1 notes. As soon as you see a percent, you're going to immediately change that into a decimal. Remember, 2% is not 0.2. That would be 20%. It's 0.02. Find the time. So we'll just leave T alone. We're going to do 800 times 0.02 to get 16T. We want to solve for T, so we're going to do the inverse and divide both sides by 16. So 100 divided by 16 is 6.25. Now, I'm going to be picky. The time is 6.25. Remember, time is always in years. So this is going to be 6 years. And I'm going to make you convert this 0.25. Well, you guys know that 25 hundredths is 1/4. Think about cutting the year into 4 equal parts. 12 months in a year divided by 4 is 3 months. So 6.25 is going to be 6 years, 3 months. Okay, that's how I would like that one written. The balance, we put in 800 and we earned 100. So our balance is going to be $900. Okay. Alrighty, let's look at number 4. You borrow $600. So now we're borrowing money to buy a violin. The simple interest rate is 15%. Immediately change that 15% into a decimal. You pay off the loan in 5 years. We're going to put 5 in for I. How much do you pay for the loan? So now I'm going to solve for the interest. All right. So I'm going to do 600 times 0.15 times 5, and I get $450. This is, we borrowed money, so I have to pay that back, guys. So my interest is $450. Remember this from day one, total to be repaid. The violin was $600, so I borrowed $600. I have to pay back an additional $450 for borrowing money, which is always why it's tricky to do that. So $600 is what the violin cost. I borrowed it. I have to pay interest on it, $450, since it took me 5 years to pay it back. So I now owe $1,050 for this violin. Okay, and the last one. Find the amount of time. Find the amount of time. Okay. I equals PRT. It says I is 300. The principal was $5,000. The rate is 3%, 0.03. We're trying to figure out time. All right, so 5,000 times 0.03 is 150 t. Solve for t by getting rid of the 150. So t is 300 divided by 150 is 2. So it's going to take 2 years to pay this back. Okay. Total to be repaid. We borrowed $5,000. The interest we had to pay was $300. Total to be repaid is $5,300. Alrighty. Go ahead and check Canvas to make sure if we did a practice page or not.